So I'm Italian by heritage and I started growing tropical fruit trees. Problem about that is that even though I could get enough heat during the winter, I couldn't get enough light density. So I thought to purchase what was called a growth locker. Now, being a struggling student, that was not feasible, but I was in engineering and I decided I was going to build my own. And during that process, I discovered the inefficiencies with the carbon filters. At that point, I decided that I was going to design a replaceable carbon cartridge. I called up my brother Aiden, who asked me if he could bring on a friend, Giancarlo, and I said yeah, and that was how Blade started.
Before we had our office, we were sleeping in our cars at manufacturing partners' locations. We decided it was the best use of our time to sleep in our vehicles, stay there, and wake up early in the morning right away when those partners showed up.
When the pandemic first hit, we were very focused in cannabis only. We were only doing carbon filtration at the time, and we had really just started the company. We had a great pipeline built out in early 2020. We had just come back from Vancouver. On the flight to Vancouver, one person wore a mask. On the flight back from Vancouver, everyone was wearing a mask. A week later, the world was shut down.
Good evening. As the pandemic of coronavirus claims more lives around the world, the people of the United Kingdom...
The very first thing you're expected to do on this planet is breathe indoor air. Clean air is no longer just a want, but it's a need and it's a fundamental human right.
We wanted to be a part of change. We wanted to be a positive impact in a very hard time. We were a Canadian manufacturer, so how do we leverage that? How do we help bring Canadian people back to work, or people in our local communities back to work? And how do we drive that positive impact? And so as we were reviewing all of this, the answer became obvious that we needed to expand and grow.
So the reason why we took on such a broad technology suite is, again, because as a company, we're not a UV company, we're not an electromagnetic company, we're not a HEPA company, we're an IAQ company. How can you take an innovative approach to a problem if you've only got one tool in the toolbox?
When Joe quickly came with the idea of, let's implement HEPA air purifiers, we saw the data behind it, and we quickly pushed into the indoor air quality space. We put our mind towards it, and that's what we did.
I get asked every day, why IAQ? And I think it's because it is life-changing. People spend more than 90% of their life inside of buildings.
For me, I've been lucky enough to have joined the team at a time where I was the first employee that came on board, and we've seen such huge expansion and growth and so many more people welcomed into our team.
When I take a step back, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey.
It's a culture of innovation, trust, and entrepreneurialism. I genuinely don't think I have been more excited to be a part of this company. I am so excited about where we are at, what we have in the pipe, who is on our team. I think the future is ours for the taking.